But there is one thing I want all of us to understand this very evening. We are facing a very formidable array of enemies, both external and within. And we are going to overcome each and every one of these obstacles. That I can assure you. That they may know that the God we worship is an invisible God, not a God that was wrought by the hands of men. For we do not worship idol, and we can never ever worship idol. Is impossible. This very family, this IPOB, belongs to the Most High. And that is how it's going to be until Biafra comes and beyond, to eternity. This evening, I want to place it on record that our enemies are intensifying their attack against us from every corner. I am not saying this as lamentation or complaint. I am only trying to prepare our people for what is to come. You are being prepared for what is to come. The time has come to separate the chaff from the wheat itself. Our march is very, very near. The enemies are trembling, they are quaking, they are doing all they can to try to stop us. But they have failed very woefully, and they will continue to fail. But I want to tell you that we are getting attacks from everywhere all over the world. And very soon, they will buy over some of you. Some of you, they will buy some of you over. The spirit of Oba Biasika and Ifajuna are still in some of you. When the time comes, they will buy you over. I am not doing this program tonight to ask all of you to be strong. I am doing it to remind you, not that if they succeed in buying you over, you're not going to stop what we are doing. You can't. Not in you cannot. Not in 1 trillion years. But I need you to appreciate one very simple fact. That at the end of this very race, everybody will testify that indeed Chukwuka Biama, the same God of Israel, of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the same God of Ehiri in Aguleri, the same God of Umweri, the same God of Ora Eri, the same God of Owe Eri, the same God of Arochukwu. Not to be nobody, the true God, one true God. You will know that indeed, not only is he omnipotent, that same God is the owner of this very agitation. No human being can stop it. We have enemies, and we need to be very, very careful, both within and without. Very, very careful. The next 2 weeks will be very pivotal. Next 2 weeks will be very, very important in the life, or should I say, in this very mission that we have embarked upon. The devil will do everything. And you are going to watch spectacularly how we are going to destroy and shame the enemy. That at the end, every glory and adoration will belong to God and not to man. Now let us go and tell you what is happening that some of you do not understand. I want those of you who are hardcore, those who were chosen before you were born. There were some people who were chosen before they were born to agitate for Biafra restoration. This is a message for you. Those who from their mother's womb they were born to do this very work. You must be very, very strong. Because Biafra will open the eyes of black people all over the world. Because Biafra will mean that blacks from America, blacks from the Caribbean, from Southern America, they will all flood into Africa. It will be like the time that Yeshua was born. Biafra is like a light, a beacon. They will follow it. They will say, let us go and see what is happening there. That is what these no-colonialists do not want. They don't want Biafra to come. I am telling our people so they understand. The mountains, I didn't say one mountain, the mountains in front of us that we need to overcome. And for us to overcome it, we need to be very strong mentally, mental strength. Just like when you're doing anything in life, and it appears as if you are being buffeted from everywhere. That is the time that you no longer rely on willpower or your muscles. You go to your brain to endure and to persevere and to keep going until you overcome. That is the stage we are in right now. To make sure that our brain is in gear to confront everything the Janjaweed has to throw at us. We don't have money. Their budget is over $20 billion to fight us. They can bribe Facebook. They can buy them off. They can do anything they like. They can come to some of you and bribe you off. They can promise you what you've never had before. They can give you maybe a house in Dubai. They can promise you a vehicle. They can tell you, oh, we'll make you vice president. They can promise you anything to make sure that you're like them. But this very IPOB, this very hardcore is not going to move. And I will tell you why we can't move.
We have tried to live in Nigeria designed by Great Britain and handed to us. We have found it difficult to live in that Nigeria. We have fought a civil war, killed so many people, and still we have the same problems reoccurring. Perhaps the time has come to revisit the very foundations of Nigeria.
You are on this very planet that Chukwokika Biafra created to his glory. We welcome you to another explosive exposition of the very fraudulent contraption, the very diseased abomination that the British created for the enslavement of the children of light. We have come to destroy. We have come to render asunder. We have come to decimate that very tower of darkness, that very zoological republic, that very cesspit of iniquity and of evil. We have come that the blind may see. We have come that the deaf may hear. We have come that even those who through no fault of theirs, but as a result of having subjected themselves to a very disastrous educational system in the zoo, they have become stupid. Here we have come to enlighten and to educate, without any apologies to anybody, without mincing words, without fear before our enemies, determined and resolute, indestructible, and the precipitous collapse of the zoo is inevitable. Absolutely inevitable. The devil may try all it can. Those who go before them to peddle falsehood, those who go to work for them, those who are the workers of darkness and of iniquity, we can assure them that we are resolute, we are determined, and there is nothing anybody can do to stop this very invade as many times as you like, kill as many people as you like, propagate falsehood after falsehood as many times as you like, buy up every media space in the zoo, go and connive with people in the diplomatic circles abroad, eyebrow consultancy firm in the world, select some diplomats in the zoo and bribe them. Select those you send to the key countries around the world. None of these things you're doing is capable of stopping us. It doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter what you write. It doesn't matter the type of chatter you have behind our backs. All those things you're doing is a complete and utter waste of time. because Biafra must come. There is nothing anybody can do about it. That is why we preach this gospel. That is why we propagate this very message of redemption. That is why Elohim said that Biafra will come. You will not fire a bullet, but Biafra will come. Because Chukwuka has gone before us. And you will hear what will happen to the zoo in weeks and months to come. This is 1 year, 2020. They will never, ever, ever in their lives forget. It does not matter what the enemy does, is irrelevant. Buy over Twitter, buy over Facebook, bribe the British High Commissioner to Nigeria, bribe the US Ambassador to Nigeria, department in America,
are defending him. Fulani people are defending him. But you idiots from the south, from the east, you're talking rubbish about your one Nigeria. Whereas a terrorist, a killer, a murderer is in government as a minister. His own people are the people defending him. But you are in the south attacking those who are fighting for your freedom. And you're telling me that your brains are normal. Maybe that's your one Nigeria. Whereas a terrorist, a killer, a murderer is in government as a minister. His own people are the people defending him. But you are in the south attacking those who are fighting for your freedom. And you're telling me that your brains are normal. Maybe there's something in Suya, maybe in Kilishi, and that cattle that they give to us to eat. There must be something fundamentally wrong with us as a people. Fundamentally wrong with us as a people. And we must confront it. And confront it we shall. These people lecturing us about no secession. You're destroying the country. You people, you Fulani idiots, you Fulani bigots, you Fulani impostors, you Fulani vagabonds are the same people that welcomed the rehabilitation of terrorists. You granted bandits, killers, murderers, and kidnappers amnesty. I want Obia to listen. I want us to listen. I want this idiot, Sarikin Fulani of Imo State, Hope to listen very, very carefully. You people are fools because you cannot listen very well. The same people you're fighting for, killing your own people because of them, they are the ones rehabilitating, so they claim, putting the army that we have today. Somebody might come and say, you have given the order that the police and the army should be attacked. All those idiots. Some of you fools who cannot reason, we are not attacking any police. We are attacking the terrorists that they brought into the police and into the army. They are the ones killing our people. We must defend ourselves. You fools cannot reason very well. We are not fighting any standing or legally, properly constituted army or police. These are the same Fulani terrorists, murderers and killers. The same people that went in Damatru or wherever it is, killing and slaughtering Christians in droves. You fools that cannot reason. The same Boko Haram that has been killing, the same Fulani terrorists have been killing people. They are the ones now in the army. Did you not see them? Recruit them into the army? You're telling me we shouldn't fight them? These are terrorists in police uniform and army uniform. You're saying we should not fight them? Is that what you're saying? Are you that foolish? Are you that stupid? This same Fulani pontificating about peace and unity and anti-secession or whatever garbage that they are pouring out of their useless, stinking Janjaweed mouths. These same idiots, these same fools are the ones that rehabilitated Boko Haram. So they claim. These fools are the ones that granted amnesty to bandits. Now, let me surprise all of you. Surprise, surprise. Those that are giving amnesty to are Fulani terrorists, Fulani bandits, Fulani kidnappers, Fulani headsmen who are murderers and land-grabbing urchins. These are the people that are giving amnesty to. You people should reason. You zoo animals called Nigerians, reason for once. The hypocrisy in Fulani, their hypocrisy is astonishing. Hypocrites. Fulani, who is responsible for the state of almost anarchy in the zoo? Who is responsible for the hopelessness of the security framework of the zoo? Fulani, who is responsible for insecurity? Fulani, who are the bandits? Fulani, who are the terrorists in the zoo? Fulani, which people are going about slaughtering and taking over other people's farmlands? It is you. You people are the problem. Unfortunately, some idiots from the south cannot see it. You wanted to show us that you know how to write grammar, writing rubbish about one Nigeria. You are defending something that's indefensible. Indefensible. Indefensible, you fools. Some smelly rats, some smelly garbage, gutter, alamajiri, gutter. The lowest of the low. If it's one of those of their fools talking, I will even understand. From the gutter. Not contributed one single thing to the advancement of the zoo. Not one single contribution has the Fulani ever made. Tell me one national contribution that the Fulani has ever made to the advancement of the Zoological Republic of Nigeria. Just name one thing, absolutely nothing. They want power. Power and control of oil and gas. That's all they need. That's all they want. So they can run your lives for you and control your destiny. And you're not ashamed of yourself to claim that you're educated. Nigeria is an evil entity. Very, very satanic. You want to change the narrative. It's IPOB, they're the aggressors. I saw some women, was it yesterday? Give them their Biafra. We don't want to die. Look at murderers calling other people murderers. Can you believe such nonsense? The Fulani leaders, you cannot win. You cannot defeat IPOB. You people were the ones that established many terror organizations in Nigeria in a bid to overwhelm the country and take over the territories for your Fulani people. IPOB became a stumbling block to that very janjaweed expansionist tendency. True or false? Am I lying? You were ruling Nigeria before, doing everything you like, controlling NMPC, controlling the seaport, customs, everywhere you were ever. Now, finally, because you felt that you subdued everybody else. Now you can now march on with your foot soldiers into the east. Because you've taken over Yoruba land, of course, so I know that very well. You came and we said, no, you can't come into this land to take it. Come and do your business and go. You said no. Now, because we defeated Mietiala, you now brought in police and army with official uniform, official badge to come and kill people. And I also want to remind Twitter, because they're listening. Twitter, please. Do you know that in the Nigerian army and police, there are terrorists there? Are you aware that Nigeria actively recruited terrorists, killers and murderers and rapists, and gave them army and police uniforms? Are you aware of that? How can anybody, Yoruba journalists, how can you people in your infantile stupidity refer to Nigeria as having an army or Nigeria police? Or where are those terrorists that they conscripted into the Nigerian army and Nigeria police? Where are they? People without shame, where are they? I'm asking you. Fulani, you want to change the narrative? Of course not. They want to put the blame of insecurity in Nigeria on IPOB. Can you believe that? Can you believe these people? Can you believe them? Can you believe these people? And luckily, as God will have it, they are slaughtering themselves in the north. But IPOB securing the east are the ones to be blamed for the insecurity in the east. There is a clip I want everybody to play, please. Who opposed them opened his mouth and said, I invited the army to come into Olo. There was nothing happening. Fulani, who opposed them gave Fulani land in Olo to do Ruga, Fulani settlement. And we said no. We drove the Fulani murderers and terrorists away. Who opposed them now invited his friends, his masters from the north, to bring in their army and heavy machinery into Olu to kill us. That was how all these things started. All of you, you have forgotten. My black people in this UG, black, you have all forgotten the Genesis. The same way that all of you that are blaming Boko Haram is a terrorist group, Boko Haram, what they're doing. But when Nigerian police were busy killing their leader and killing everybody else, all of you were just there drinking Fradununu. Or doing betting on Chelsea versus Man U. Or Liverpool versus Man City. Nigeria army and police will go out and commit atrocity upon atrocity. All of you will be there, you keep quiet. Any day, those people out of anger rise up and retaliate. All of you baboons and monkeys will start writing rubbish. Do you know why? Because you have no conscience, you have no soul, you're a black person, you are the embodiment of evil. Is the truth. I don't care who bans whoever or whatever, I don't give a toss. I must preach the truth. Black people are wicked. By nature, very wicked people. That is why you forget the atrocities that your police and your army always commit. You forget. In a twinkle of an eye, you forget. Our army, our police. Now listen to me very carefully, please. You are blaming ESN, whereas it is the same Fulani terrorists masquerading as headsmen that are responsible for orchestrating all the insecurity in and around Nigeria. Fulani, you have Boko Haram. Fulani, talking about insecurity in the east. Hey. Whereas 91 people were slaughtered yesterday. Yesterday, they were killed yesterday. You have the guts. You people have no shame. You have the guts to stand up and be talking about insecurity in the east. And you're a senator from Kebbi State or Kebbi, whatever they call it. And 91 of your constituents were slaughtered. You didn't see it. You are talking about east. Fulani, who formed Boko Haram. Fulani, who formed ISIS in West Africa province, ISWAP. Fulani, who formed Miyetti Allah. Fulani, who formed Ansaru. Fulani, who formed these headsmen and bandits you claim are foreign. Fulani, who brought out murderers and killers and terrorists from prison and gave them military and police uniforms. It is you people. You have now spread them around the country, causing mayhem, abducting people from schools. These are the same place. Hi, these people there. Ha, Fulani, you think everybody's as stupid as you are? You go, you kidnap students from their schools in the north, you get ransom, you buy more arms, you embolden yourselves. You have the guts to conduct a live press conference talking about insecurity in the East. Don't people have shame? Anyway, you don't. Who are the bandits, or should I say terrorists, taking hostages of school children and demanding ransom? Are they not Miyetti Allah, Miyetti, the chief negotiator? Who are the people destroying farms, raping and killing their victims daily around Nigeria? Fulani. Fulani. You know what? How they manage to convince some of you is what I find astonishing, despite the overwhelming evidence. How they
Land of the rising sun.
onye si na ga-ata anya ahụhụ ma ọ bụ na anyị fee arụsị anyị wee na-efe arụsị iwe were iwe gị na ọnụma gị wee bịa leta anyị ụmụ anyị wee na-anwụsị ụfọdụ nọ n'ụzọ ije ha anaghị alọta ụlọ ọzọ nne na nna wee na-ata ahụhụ wee na-ata ikikere eze nwaanyị kunye ka ọ gaa ubi gaa rụọ ọrụ Fulani chiri ehi bata ebe ala gị n'ime n'iyi okwu ebepụ ya isi anyị bụ ka anyị kpọpụ onye nwe anyị n'ugwu Awụsa ahụ ejide anyị wee gbuo ihe ọbụla anyị mara aka n'ime ha si na agaghị aga n'ihu elekwa ọdụ ụgbọ mmiri n'igwe ọcha bụ ememiri agha nke dị na Kalaba otu aka ahụ anyị na-ala nsọ ebe Biafra bụ ndị kọstọm sokwenye anyị n'etiti anyị anọghị n'ime mmiri kama kọstọm juru ebe niile ha wee na-ata anyị ahụhụ anyị kwuo ekwesịpụta anyị ka kpọchie anyị kwuo ekwesịpụta anyị ka gbagbuo anyị onye nwe anyị na Chineke na nke bi n'igwe ọ bụ ụzọ ọjọọ agaghị isi wepụ ndị iro anyị n'anya wee karịa ndị nke gị akwa anyị bụ ụmụ Chineke akwa ọba aha anyị ka anyị na-aza akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza ike Chukwu akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza amara Chineke akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza Chisom akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza Chizọba nna nke dị nsọ onye ime eluigwe dịka otu onye iro bi na anyị bụ ụmụ gị bịa ka iwe zọpụta anyị bịa ka iwe napụta anyị n'aka ajọ ihe bịa ka iwe lụọrọ anyị ọgụ bịa ka iwe tịtụ ozu ọ bụ ọkọwa mgbe emilere Goliat Chineke nna nke igwe wee memiri Fero sikwa otu a mee ka Fero bụ ọgụzọ n'ihu ụmụ ndị IPOB ka o wee taa akọkọ ikuni ụtọ ọzọ ị ga na-edu anyị n'ụzọ niile nke ezi omume ọ bụla adịghị na anyị na-aga ndagwurugwu onyinye ọnwụ ọ bụ gụ nwa bụ ekekere n'igwe n'ụwa onye ọbụla kere gị nweghị mmalite nweghị ọgwụgwụ kama anyị onwe anyị gwa anọkpa ahụ ofu ụbọchị anyị ga-anwụ n'ezie kama marakwa na okwu gị na-anọgide gị mgbe ebighị ebi ọ bụ ya mere anyị ji were gị n'anya isi anyị wee na-asị nna nke dị nsọ bịa ka iwe gosi anyị Biafra na ndụ na-abụghị n'ọnwụ bịa ka iwe mee ka ebe gị na amara gị wee kpuchiri anyị ka uwe bịa ka iwe zọpụta ndị nke gị bịa ka iwe mee ka Biafra wee bịa ka anyị na-ewetụta na nsọpụrụ na ịja mma site n'aha gị onye bụ Chukwu abịa ma
Biafrans, welcome. I welcome you all, fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom all over the world. I welcome you here this evening on this platform, IPOB Western Cape Media TV. And as I welcome you this morning, I want you to welcome others, welcome your friends, your family, welcome all of us of freedom who reside around you. We are reaching you live from our home, Western Cape, Cape Town to be precise. So I welcome Philip, mute you. So I welcome you to this evening on this platform, and I want you to know that we are always here to preach the gospel of truth, the gospel of freedom. Whenever you see us, you must know that we are here with the message of freedom. So we welcome you to this evening program on this platform. And I want you to continue sharing this program, share it in your WhatsApp group, in your Facebook page, in your YouTube page, in your X handle, wherever you are, share it in your village WhatsApp group, share it everywhere, because we come with message of freedom. We do not speak our own language, but the language of Chukwu. That is what we are here to do. That is what we represent. So I want you to relax while we continue to carry you along through this evening in this program here in this on this platform, IPOB Western Cape. I want you to know that we are live in all our social media handles. We are live on our we are not live on our Facebook yet. We are still trying to rectify things on that Facebook page. I don't know. I believe that with time, we are going to be live also as usual. But this evening, you can find us in our X handle, verified X handle, IPOB, Western Cape Media TV. You can also find us in our YouTube page, channel, which is IPOB, Western Cape Media TV. I want you to make sure that you connect to us from any of these, because what we come here this evening to do is a special program. As you can see, we have a guest in the house, so we're going to make sure that this program is as interactive as possible. So I welcome each and every one of you. I want you to know that we love you. We have never taken your presence for granted. We acknowledge your support and we continue to acknowledge it. We all are in this together, and we shall continue to fight until Biafra is restored. It does not matter how many people they stopped. It does not matter how many people they arrested. It does not matter how many people they killed. It does not matter how many people they jailed. It does not matter the propaganda. The fact still remains that we are resolute and we are determined to restore Biafra. This is IPOB Western Cape Media TV. Here, we speak nothing but the truth. We are without fear nor favor. We are fearless before our enemies. We are not here to represent any individual, but to represent and to defend our motherland, Biafra. Because for us, it is still Biafra today, tomorrow, and forever. If you are offended by our resolve, we have no apologies for that. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, worldwide, and his position is incontestable. IPOB is here to restore Biafra, and we are not going to be swayed until Biafra is restored. Welcome to IPOB Western Cape Media TV, saying it the way it is. Always remember that here we are fearless before our enemies. Here we have truth as our hallmark. We cannot do without saying the truth, speaking the truth, and defending the truth. That is why we are here. That is what we are born for. That is what we are born for. Without Biafra, we are entirely damned. We are lost. We are lost people. So we need Biafra more than any other thing. Those who don't know this, I pity them. I still pity them. Those who don't know how much we need Biafra, I pity those people. But the fact remains that we need Biafra, and we shall continue to propagate, to fight for that which is just. So I welcome you this evening, fellow Biafrans. And I want you to relax as we carry you through this program this evening. And before I continue, I bring greetings to you, fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom all over the world, wherever you are. From the coordinator representing IPOB Western Cape, Mazi Nnamdi. Mazi Nnamdi is the IPOB Western Cape representative. Mazi Nnamdi is a believer, a resolute fellow, one who believes in what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is doing, one who still believes that Biafra is the only solution to our problem. He has devoted his time, he has invested his money, his family, and everything that he holds there for the cause of this struggle. We do not have any other IPOB Western Cape representative. The only provincial coordinator we have is Mazi Nnamdi by name. And I want you to remember, do not forget, that we still have those who parade themselves around imposters, criminals, scammers, deceivers, Confucianists, name it. They are in our midst, parading themselves, calling themselves angels of light, when they are indeed angels of darkness. Disregard them and discard them into the dustbin of history. They do not belong to us. Whatever they are doing it for themselves, for their selfish reason. They do not do it because they love Biafra. They do not do it because they are ardent and loyal followers of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So I want you to know that we have but one provincial coordinator, Mazi Innocent Alia. I bring greetings from him to you this evening, and greetings coming to you from the IPOB Western Cape Executive. Men are together, men are working day and night, trying both their money, their time, and everything that has to do with them to make sure that Biafra comes. I want you to respect them wherever you see them. They deserve your respect. And also, I bring greetings to you, fellow Biafrans, from all of us of freedom all over the world, wherever they are sending their greetings to you. Welcome to this evening edition. My name is Mazi Ebuchi. I am your host, and by the special grace of Chukwu Kabema Premihenine, I am the Parklands Unit Coordinator. I believe in Biafra. I believe that there is no other solution left for us but Biafra. Without that, we are doomed, we are lost, and our children will never find it funny that we failed them. So I welcome you to this evening program here on this platform. As you know, we have guests in this house, and it is best that he make the introduction himself, to introduce himself to you. He's a constant guest in the house. He's a Biafran, a believer. So, Maz, it is time for you to introduce yourself for Biafrans. Go on, Maz.
Thank you so much, my coordinator from Parklands. Can you hear me? Because today I'm not using a Bluetooth device today. Thank you, my coordinator from Parklands. My name is Philip Okeke. I am a member of IPOB Pero Unit. I am the secretary of IPOB Pero Unit here in the Western Cape. And I thank you all for listening. And I thank you, my comrade, for inviting me to this program again. It's really a pleasure coming here. And I believe that we will make Biafrans proud. All hail Biafra.
All hail Biafra. You are highly welcome. We are happy you are here today. It has been a long time since you visited. So we are happy that you are here. You know, we are off for a period of time, but we are back, and we are back for better. So I welcome you this evening. And if you look at the topic of this program this evening, it says the price for freedom is expensive. Biafra, how it began and how it is going. That is the topic for this program this evening. And I want to run us down through the history about Biafra and where we are today. In January 1966, several northern politicians were killed in a military coup led by junior southern Nigerian officers. In July 1966, a counter coup led to the systematic massacre of Ndi Igbo officers. This was the second wave. The first and third waves having been the attacks against Igbo civilians before the counter coup. It is estimated that up to 30,000 Ndi Igbo living in northern Nigeria were killed. On May 30th, December 1967, Emeka Odumegwu declared Eastern Nigeria to be an independent state of Biafra. And between 30th May 1966 and 12th January 1970, a total number of 3.5 million of Igbo people were murdered, most of them infants, children under 10 years, not through barrels of guns, but through hunger and starvation, brought on Ndi Igbo through Nigerian government policy of both land, air, and sea blockade. Biafrans surrendered on 12 January 1970. That was the first missionary journey for Biafra. In 1999, the second missionary journey continued. Rafo Wazurike started again the Biafra agitation with the name Masop, and was arrested by Nigerian government in 2005. He was detained for 2 years and was released. The second wave, then the third wave, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. In 2012, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu founded IPOB. In October 2015, soon after arriving in Nigeria for a visit, he was arrested in Lagos. He was released in 2017 after a series of legal battles. September 14, 2017, Nigerian government invaded the country home of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, killed over 30 Biafrans. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu narrowly escaped with his life. On June 19, 2021, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped in Kenya and extraordinarily renditioned to Nigeria, where he is being kept, detained with constant torture till date. In 2022, Mazi Simon Ekpa declared the activation of the Biafran government in exile and continued the agitation to fill the gap left by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu absence. In November 2024, Simon Ekpa was arrested and detained by Finnish government. On 2nd of December 2024, Biafran government will converge in Finland for the redeclaration of the independent state of Biafra for the second time in history. Biafra in limbo, Biafra in a crossroad. Finally, the question is,
Comrade.
Yeah. Mas Philip, okay. On network, I changed him. I switched. Yeah. So like I said, the question here is, after running down the history of the Biafran cause, and the question now, which should be in the lips of everybody, is this: is Biafrans, are Biafrans, particularly Ndi Igbo, because it is Ndi Igbo who is championing this cause in their numbers, are they truly ready for the freedom of Biafra? Looking at the December 2nd redeclaration of Biafra. So if you look at what our people are displaying on social media, it seems like we are not ready. We don't even understand why we are here in the first place. You will not understand. You may not even. You may begin to doubt even yourself, because the truth is that this freedom is not. It's not something that should be left for one particular person or a particular group. It should be a collective effort, a collective fight. And until we master the act of coming together, fighting in unison, I still don't understand if we are truly ready for this. So that is why the question was thrown in at the end of this brief history about Biafra. Are Biafrans ready for the freedom? So before we go to bringing to you some of the things we have in stock, I want you to, Mazin, having listened as I run through the brief history about Biafra, how it started and how it is going, and where we are today, and what future holds for us. And the 1 million question, which is, are we truly ready for this freedom? Do we understand what we got ourselves into in the first place? Go on, Mazi.
Thank you, my able coordinator. The question you raise is quite an important question. And that question also should be directed to every listener of this program today. You go to your bed in your silence and ask yourself, are you ready? Are you ready for this sacred journey of freedom? Because what I see this declaration as is a journey to freedom. And I believe a lot of Biafrans that want freedom is ready for freedom. Sometimes there might be a dispute in the way freedom should come. People will say, we want it through this way. Some people will say we want it through that way, but what everybody wants is freedom, and we must not use the unchallenged attitude that we see on social media every day. We must not use that brush to paint thousands, millions of Biafrans, because those ones you see on social media are very few in numbers. They are a minute in our population. So we must not use that brush to paint millions of Biafrans that are ready for this freedom. All of us are ready. All of us have been waiting for this, and we are ready to go on that journey of freedom together. All hail Biafra.
And you know, as they would say, walk the talk. Walk the talk, because it is very easy for someone to say, I am winning and I'm ready. Like I was discussing with our profession coordinator, I think yesterday, I told him something. I said to him that, of a truth, if I had known that this is how our people behave, this is the true behavior of our people. If I had known that our people are such unserious, callous, backward thinking people. You know, when Mazam the Kanu said that as in the Igbo, we have 3 demons, around 2 demons that is haunting us as in the Igbo. One is envy, jealousy, and hatred. I heard him clearly, but I did not understand it because I was never in that position to actually understood what he was saying until this time around. Do you know? Is it Caesar? During those days in history, I think one emperor or somebody like that who was betrayed. He said, no, I am not hurt because people betrayed me. But the person that betrayed me, that is what killed me. That is why I'm dying. He said, you, I don't remember the name, but if you remember, he called him and said, even you.
It is Brutus.
Brutus. Even you, Brutus.
In Caesar. Julius Caesar.
Yeah.
Brutus.
Okay. Okay, so now, I am not worried if these things I'm talking about is coming from one Nigerianist or those who made their stand very, very clean that they are not for Biafra. They are neither for Biafra, they are neither for Nigeria. If you bring it, we go. If you don't bring it, we are happy to remain in Nigeria. I don't have a problem with such people. I have a problem when a freedom fighter let me not say freedom fighter, when somebody who calls himself a freedom fighter involved in this dirty dealing, dirty mockery, mocking other freedom fighters. Because if you are a freedom fighter, you know that one day, someday, you may be in the same position the other person were. When Mazen Akano was kidnapped, if you told Simon Ekpa that today he will be in a custody of the Finnish government, he would have said to you, no, not Finnish government. But today, Finnish governments have turned against their own. And we are not shocked by their betrayal or by their whatever they are doing. They say they are doing. We allow them to do whatever they are doing. Because we know that at the end of the day, we shall prevail. Because what Simon Ekpa is doing is what Finland did when they were fighting for their freedom. Self-defense, protection of your land and territory. So, I am not pained, like I said, by what those who are not in the struggle are doing. They could celebrate. After all, they celebrated Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's kidnap and it's under ammunition. I'm not against their propaganda. After all, they used the same propaganda against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They said, oh, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu denied being the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. They said it. The same thing they said about someone else. But what pains me is those who are supposed to defend the cause. Because if they think that their own cause is different from the cause someone else is fighting, then they are not living in reality. The same thing that Nigerian government will do to you is something they will do to Simon Ekpa when they lay their hands on him. The same thing they are doing to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is something they will do to you. So, Mazi, let me bring to the screen some of the things that happened the day Mazi Simon Ekpa's arrest broke on social media. And these things were not written by all of them were not written by one Nigerianist. But there's something Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said. He said that anytime you start to agree with Nigerians, you have left the cause. Anytime Nigerian government start to align with you, your own thoughts as a freedom fighter, something is wrong with what you are doing. So now these people are celebrating, those who call, I'm not ashamed to call myself or refer myself as IPOB. But I'm ashamed that people refer them as IPOB. Those who I am going to show you, some of them, because there are thousands of them. A lot of them, but I just captured these ones so I can just use them to. Now this one is the one they call Elochukwu Haj. This Elochukwu Haj, from my own investigation, is not even IPOB member, oath member, but he is part of those who bring confusion into our midst. Now look at what he wrote. I'm going to start with him and I will go down. He said, don't believe them. Don't believe BBC. Arrest or no arrest, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Why now? Why did Finland halt their investigation over 2 years ago? Why now? Don't mind these people. He is their agent. Arresting an agent is a homecoming. Anything not coming from the mighty authority of Donald Trump is not true and real. Probably, since they know Trump will expose them, they are about to recall their agent. Bunch of criminals and murderers. This is Elochukwu Haj, right? Talking about Trump, who is not yet yet in office. Now, Trump is so mighty that Finland and Nigeria government, now, Simon Ekpa is not just the agent of Nigeria, he's agent of Finland too. So he is trying to say that the arrest is only arrangement, not real. That's what he's saying. That's what he's saying. That is not real. That is part of the arrangement. Now, this one is first. Let me go to another one. This one is coming from, what is his name? Chief Mwachinemelu. He said, why in court today, Simon Ekpa denies being Biafran Prime Minister, that he is just a member of IPOB. Prime Minister denying his government. Is this the man you guys have been following? Remember, they said the same thing about our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I want you to always put everything I'm doing in context. So there is something, there is something about them. They agreed. All of them come to one conclusion. All of them agreed to each other. Now, this one is who? This one is Patrick Ikem Chronicles. He said, we already knew when his journey would end. We saw the future and how it is going to end. Talking about Mazi Simon Ekpa's arrest. This one is tiny. This one, you may not see it. This one is coming from their barrister. The defunct barrister that was disgraced out of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's Lego team. A barrister who lost his touch with his job and start chasing things that are irrelevant. A barrister should be someone who is neutral in his job. Now he said, Ezigbo Umu Chineke, please join me in celebrating this season of victory and divine vindication. My God, who fights my battles, has shown himself mighty, turning what was meant for harm into a testimony of his power and faithfulness. Stay rooted in faith, for God will fight. For God who fights for me will fight for you too. Details are still coming, even as we move. This one is Ifeanyi Ejiofor. Now, this one is coming from Dr. Yusuf Dati Baba Ahmed. This one, you know him, I remember him very well. He said, now, let them bring back Simon Ekpa to Nigeria, lock him up, and free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. This is a case between Jesus and Barabbas. Jesus and Barabbas. This is a one Nigerianist. He agrees that Simon Ekpa should be repatriated back to Nigeria or extradited to Nigeria. Then, only then can you release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. To him, there must be, Simon Ekpa should stand as a bait. To him, do not leave Mazi Nnamdi Kanu until Mazi Simon Ekpa is brought back to Nigeria. That is exactly what he's saying. That's it. He said, now let's bring back Simon Ekpa to Nigeria, lock him up, and free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That tells you all you need to know. Now, this one is coming from China Sanwoshi. That's what I call him. He's a criminal. He's a criminal. He said, say no to terrorism, say no to crime. You cannot be committing terrorism against your own people and call it Biafra agitation. Now, I want to ask this faceless agitator, what we should have this coward asking? Okay, you can go on.
Mazi, we have a lot to discuss. Let us leave these people. We have seen all these things. Let us educate our people. That is what we need to do. Most of our people have seen these things. Most of these things has been discussed in their meeting. We need to educate our people so that our people will know. Because even the apostles of Jesus Christ asked Jesus Christ that when you come back, how will we know it was you? Then Jesus Christ replied them that you will see the sign. The same thing should apply to us. How would you know that these people are not working for the freedom of Biafra anymore? You shall see the signs. These are the signs. These are the signs of disunity, of disloyalty. These are the signs of selfishness, of self-interest. These are the signs that they are not putting Biafra and the Biafran struggle first. They are putting a petty quarrel, petty misunderstanding. They are putting it above the Biafra freedom. We just need to educate our people. That is all we need. All hail Biafra.
Yeah. All hail Biafra. Yeah, Mazi, I understand. You know, I have reason why I want to lay this background, all these things. I know we have seen it. Every one of us, we are all in the internet and we see all these things. But we must have, because these are part of the record we are taking. We are taking record and keeping it. These are part of the education we should bring to our people. These things will make our people to also understand that in this struggle, not everybody that called himself a freedom fighter or IPOB understood what he's doing. Now, before I end this particular one, this one in the screen now, I want you to look at it very well. And this one is coming from Canon Takano. Canon Takano is Mazen Kano's brother, you know. He is his brother, younger brother, and he should know better. There are things that he shouldn't dabble into, he shouldn't talk about. He should keep reserve whatever opinion he has. Because people will always come to interpret whatever he said or blow it out of proportion. And it's quite unfortunate that this tweet came from him. The same thing they said about his brother is the same thing he is saying to the same person doing what his brother was doing. It's unfortunate. So let me read it and then we'll go on. We'll move on. A boy has turned into an infant overnight. Self-proclaimed Prime Minister of Biafra, government in Mazi Simon Ekpa, has denied in Finnish court that he is not a freedom fighter, rather a content creator. He told court that he was an ordinary IPOB family member. Watch this video and see if Simon Ekpa is anyway a member of IPOB. Mazi, I rest my case, but the reason I do all these things is because this is a live program and people are watching, and those people who are watching, some of them might not have Twitter handle to see all these things. Some of them may see them, but they may not understand perfectly what the intent of the writer is. So that is why we need to educate our people in everything that has to do with this struggle. Because these are the real enemies of the struggle. These are the real enemies of the struggle. And we must have to call them out. So that is by the way. Now, Maz, let us talk about what happened to Maz Simon, the Prime Minister of the Biafran government in exile. If you remember vividly, if you go back to his record, on his profile, on his biography, it tells you about how he's a politician in Finland. He's a lawyer. He served Finnish military as a reserve soldier. He also was once a councillor in Lati, one of the local governments where he resided. And before this thing happens to him, he said that he left everything. His political career in Finland, he dropped it for the agitation of Biafra. That is why I said the price for freedom is expensive. Mazi Samonepa would, like Mazi Ndekanu, live the rest of his life in Finland without being questioned or interrogated by police officers, because he's not into crime. He's a respected personality in that part of the world who went about doing his things. But because of Biafra today, he has been thrown to jail, accused of terrorism and other things that followed. So, Mazi, now I want you to tell me and tell Biafra what the impact, whether negative or positive impact of this arrest of Mazi Samonepa will be to this struggle in coming days and weeks ahead.
Thank you so much, my coordinator. I have a lot of things to say, and I have said a lot on Twitter. And Twitter is not, you cannot post words on Twitter. You can only write. And most of the time, people will not understand your expression by just typing, but they can understand your anger and your emotion when you're speaking. Now, I want to speak. The first problem I had was with the wife of our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the wife of our leader. When he was happy, he was rejoicing with DOS on the arrest of Cho Ayaba, the leader of the Ambazonia people. I went to her Twitter page. I didn't insult her. I just made her realize that the same situation your husband is passing through is the same situation this guy is passing through. And you're happy for one person. Because of what? You are happy. You said because he left fighting for freedom in a peaceful way and went into armed struggle. Those are the people that did not know the history of anything. They just came into the struggle like 2 days ago. Because if you have a knowledge, you will know that the Ambazonia people has been fighting since about 2012, armed struggle since 2012. Even before IPOB gets to this level we are today, Ambazonia freedom fighters have been fighting armed struggle. So who are you to say that because they stopped fighting for freedom peacefully and they went violently. Because you are looking for an excuse from wherever you can find it. That is the problem. The second problem comes to Simon Ekpa. Our leader has said it before that, and even I can't remember the philosopher in Africa that said it, that if you're fighting to liberate a black man, you must fight with one hand and use the other hand to keep them away from you. Because those people you are trying to liberate are the people that will kill you if they have the opportunity. They are the people that will destroy you. That is the same thing happening today. And some people are rejoicing about it. I'm not rejoicing about it. I'm not rejoicing. I'm very ashamed. Not because of what happened to Simon Ekpa, and not because of what people are saying, as you said, but because of the people that are rejoicing about it. I will say 70 to 80% of the happiest people about this announcement was our fellow Biafrans that are looking for freedom. Okay, if you ask them, I'm just trying to educate our people. If you ask them, why do you hate Simon Ekpa? He would say they will tell you Simon Ekpa is committing terrorism in Biafra land. Simon Ekpa is killing people in Biafra land. And they have forgotten that when our leader instituted ESN, the government instituted a Behago that was killing people. When they go kill people, they will target ESN. They have done the same thing in India. They did the same thing in Biafra war. When the Nigeria army wear Biafra army uniform to go to Akwa Ibom and Port Harcourt to kill people, to label it Biafra army. But you give people these examples, they will still not believe. That is where I have problem. Is it not true? It's true. Nigeria army in 1968, they went through Cameroon to the riverine areas dressed as Biafra soldiers, slaughtering villagers. They're doing it so that the people, the same reaction we are getting today is the same reaction they wanted you to have. They did it so that those people that are not really Igbo-speaking Biafrans to turn their allegiance against Biafra by mass slaughtering innocent people. It is the British that taught Nigeria these tactics. They have used it in India. They will wear Indian army uniform. They will go and kill the Muslim side of India. Then, before it was divided to India and Pakistan, they will wear Indian military to go and kill people, or they will dress like Hindus to go and kill the Muslims. It's just to instigate internal quarrel. The same thing they are doing. The same thing they did with Ebu Bago when our leader instituted ESN. The same thing they did with unknown gunmen. The same thing now they're doing with Biafra Liberation Force and Biafra Liberation Army. But when you tell our people all these things, they will never believe you. That is my anger. That the education that our leader have educated us for years have gone to waste. All his effort to tell us the tactics, to teach us the tactics of the enemies have gone to waste. That is why I'm angry. I see DOS happy. I see everybody happy. I told them that their happiness will be short-lived, because I thank God that Simon Ekpa was not arrested in any African countries. He was not arrested anywhere. He was detained in Finland. He's a Finnish citizen. He can never be extradited. And because of the arrest, our struggle, Biafra, the name Biafra have come again to the international news, international press, newspapers, articles, news articles, because of that arrest. People will be asking, what is Biafra? What is Biafra now? And I'm just hoping that the Attorney General of Nigeria will send his lawyers to Finland to go and prove a case of terrorism against Simon Ekpa. Maybe they will use the little money they borrow to fly there, book a hotel, and make a case for extradition of Simon Ekpa, which they will fail woefully, because Finland is not Kenya. Finland is not Kenya. Finland is not the jungle of Kenya that has no law. Finland has a law, and Simon Ekpa will win with flying colors, because we have evidence of genocide, evidence of murder, of slaughter, evidence of killing by the Nigerian state on our people. All those evidence will be reviewed in European court in Finland. And after those video evidence, first-hand video evidence, after those videos evidence has been revealed in court, I will see how a sensible judge will allow its citizen to be taken away to a foreign land that he's not a citizen. Because Simon Ekpa has said that he has denounced Nigeria as a country, and he is no more a Nigerian citizen. So, with all these things said, I want to tell our people also that they should not be emotional anymore. They should not be emotional. The same way they created fake ESN to kill Biafrans, that is the same way they created Biafra Liberation Force to kill Biafrans now, to target Simon Ekpa, to prove their terrorism case, which they cannot prove, because you can't prove a terrorism case against someone without what is called material evidence. You cannot. Like if you get gun in his hand or bomb in his hand, that is the only way you can prove terrorism. Because terrorism, there is no international definition of terrorism. In law, there is no international definition of terrorism. So, if you're happy, I'm just sure that your happiness will be short-lived. Simon Ekpa will continue doing what he's doing. If he will announce Biafra on the 2nd, he will announce it, and the men on ground will be working hard towards achieving Biafra. That is what I have to say. Thank you so much, my coordinator.
Yeah, you know, like you said, you rightly said that because of this arrest, Biafra will be discussed on the international level. It's no more going to be social media thing or within the cycle of Nigeria and Biafra. It's no more going to be a tug of war where Nigeria will drag Biafra. No, now it is going to be discussed on international level, and we are happy about it.
Yes.
Because some think tank, American think tank, have weighed into this, and they are stating their opinion about it. Respectable.
We are very happy.
World class. Now there is one who made his own the other time. His name is Michael. What is his name again? Michael Robin or something like that. He's an American think tank. He wrote something about Finland. And this thing he wrote about Finland got me worried a bit. Now he said something. He said that Freedom House ranks Finland as the world's freest country. It is one of the reasons why Finland has become the destination of choice, not only for the Ukrainians, but also for the dissidents from further abroad seeking asylum from the world's worst dictators in Turkey, Iran, and the Democratic Republic of Congo. Traditionally, the Finnish government does immigration right
It publishes strict protocols and holds applicants accountable, rejecting those who approach immigration officers with false and exaggerated claims. If only the Finnish judiciary were as diligent. In 2 recent cases, Finland's judiciary, perhaps its foreign ministry and politicians, have allowed scammers and human rights abusers to weaponize its judiciary as a mechanism for transnational repression and harassment. Consider the case of Jubril Masquer, whatever, for example, a former Sierra Leone Civil War era commander. Masquer became an important resource for the Special Court for Sierra Leone as it prosecuted war crimes in the West African state. His efforts directly led to several convictions. As the court wound down, Masquer sought asylum in Finland. The controversial Swiss NGO Civitas Maxima raised funds as it targeted Masquer, leading Finland to arrest him. The problem, Civitas Maxim owns witnesses. Acknowledged Civitas Maxim paid witnesses to say they personally saw Masquer commit a number of crimes in Liberia. The problem, at this time, Masquer was under 24/7 guard in Sierra Leone and could not possibly have been guilty. Ultimately, a Finnish court dismissed the case against Masquer after arresting him without investigation, just like it did to someone else now. But the damage was done. As profiteers and civil war rivals sought revenge, they forced an asylum seeker who had done the right thing into a multi-million-dollar process, hijacking the Finnish judiciary for lawfare. To Finnish credit, they compensated Masquer nearly $500,000 for the harassment he suffered due to the malicious persecution. As troubling as the case of Simon Ekpa, the prime minister in exile of Biafra, between 1967 and 1970, Biafra, chafing under Nigeria's religious and ethnic discrimination, sought to secede. The Nigerian military response was brutal. The Nigerian army killed up to 100,000 Biafran outright, and then millions more died due to its land and sea blockade. Rather than be generous in victory, Nigerians' leaders continued their repression. Under the rule of Muhammad Buhari, Nigeria's president between 1983 and 1985, and again from 2015 and 2023, Nigerian repression grew against ethnic Igbo in Biafra and Nigeria Christians more broadly. It was against this context that Simon Ekpa, a prominent human rights activist, organized a referendum for Biafra. Tens of millions of Biafrans reportedly voted and overwhelmingly chose independence. Ekpa planned a convention in the coming week for the declaration of the restoration of independent state of Biafra. For Biafra to declare independence in Finland may seem strange, but it is not disqualifying. After all, Czechoslovakia declaration of independence took place in Washington, D.C. You remember those who say, "Oh, how can you declare independence from a foreign land?" Now, Czechoslovakia, whatever they call them, declared their independence in far away America, and it stood. Now he continued. Fortunately, the Czechs
never had to worry about Finnish police. Did you see? Did you understand what he said now? This statement he made now is powerful. He just indicted Finland. He said, fortunately, Czech never had to worry about Finnish police because they are in America. If it were in Finnish, they would have arrested them. In March 2024, a momentum for Biafra independence grew. The Nigerian charged EPA and dozens of other activists with terrorism. Last week, the Finns arrested EPA despite the spuriousness of Nigerian charges. As Biafrans seek freedom in response to Nigerian repression, it is ironic that the Finns response is facilitates more repression. Otto Huluten, the head of Finnish National Bureau of Investigation, was unapologetic. He accused EPA of inciting violence against civilians and public authorities and in other crimes in Southeast Nigeria by campaigning, for example, on his social media channels. What next? Arresting Uyghurs for exposing their abuses at the hands of the Chinese Communist Party, Eritreans who escaped the slavery of the Isaiah Afrique regime. Finland coast on its reputation of liberalism, human rights, and freedom when it comes to Africans escaping repression at home. Alas, it is a reputation the country no longer deserves. This is coming from a world-class think tank from America. Now, looking at it, Maz, everything I read, you had it. You had how, in the past, Finnish government, Finnish authority was used to go after innocent people because they wanted money. Because legal battle in Finland requires a lot of money. So because of that money, they allow things to go on this way. Before this case, like you said, Nigeria can never get anything out of it. The same way they can never get anything out of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's, they couldn't get something out of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It's in their own custody. Talk about someone who is far away from Finland, where they cannot even be able to pay for the legal cost of going for this. They don't have the money to pay. They are corrupt. They know that they know the end. That they are not going to get anything. Finnish government just want to get money from them and then release whoever they are holding. So now looking at this, Mazi, what do you have to say? Tell me, what do you have to say about the action or decision of Finnish government to arrest someone? Maz, you hear my question?
Yes, I hear your question, my coordinator. What I have to say is that I believe that Nigerian government, through its ambassador, has been pressurizing the Finnish government to do something about Simon Ekpa. And I also believe that if they have anything against Simon Ekpa, they could have arrested him long time ago. But they did what they did now to just, okay, let's do what you tell us to do, even though nothing will come out of it. Because when you come to the illustration you made about the US think tank, that US think tank based its assessment on the refugees that came, but not on Finnish citizens. in that case, the assessment is different from this case because Simon Ekpa is a Finnish citizen. Other ones are just asylum seekers or refugees. So this is a tougher case, and I don't believe Simon Ekpa is still in custody because according to the news I saw, he was released about even not up to 24 hours then, because they don't really have any evidence against him. They can just say inciting violence on Twitter, he's doing this. Maybe that is why he stopped posting, because it's like his condition to be released is that he must stop inciting violence. So Finnish government has been pressured for a very long time to do something. Now they want to do as if they are doing something, and they know that nothing will come out of it. Nigeria government know also that nothing will come out of it. And suddenly, the Boko Haram killings have disappeared. The bad economy hardship in the zoo called Nigeria has disappeared. Everybody is not happy that Simon Ekpa, their problem. The person that made dollar to become 1,800 has been arrested. The person that made them not to have food to eat, for petrol price to increase, has been arrested. So everybody is happy, everybody is jubilating, but their happiness will be short-lived, and Simon Ekpa will be released to do his thing as he has been doing it. All hail Biafra.
Yeah, and then coming to 2nd December, the day, actually the proper convention starts in 2 days' time, on the 29th. And I met someone today who applied for visa to Finland, but the visa was not, he was still talking about, yeah. Today, when I met him, I asked him, he said he was rejected. I said, why? He said, because of this Simon Ekpa's issue, that they said, what did he even say to me? That they could not verify his reason for going to Finland. Now, looking at all these things, do you think that Finland will accept thousands of Biafrans who were already on a route to Finland for this purpose? Or do you suspect that they may stop them in the border and send them back? Do you suspect that something like this could happen en route to Finland for this purpose? Because from tomorrow, I'm sure people will start to travel for this purpose. So what do you think? What shall we expect for the visitors?
Okay, comrade, I cannot make decision for the Finland government. I cannot make decision for them. Ultimately, they have the decision to make, whether to accept the people that are coming for a convention in Finland or not. They have that decision to make. And Simon Ekpa at this moment now also have a leverage to lay his case down to the government of Finland. And I believe that Finland government will understand, because Finland also have gone through years of repression by the Russian, first by the Russian government, then Soviet Union. There has been a lot of wars there. They know how it feels to be oppressed. And I believe that they will do the right thing this time.
Okay, now let's talk about the 2nd of December. What do we expect?
I have tell people a lot about this 2nd of December. People just thought that after the 2nd of December, Simon Ekpa will just wave a magic wand and Biafra will come. No, that is not how it will happen. If I'm wrong, you can correct me. Yes, you can declare Biafra. Formally declare, if you have your own government in exile, if you have people in the United Nations, you submit your papers, you declare Biafra, then the work starts. That is when the work starts. That is when the real actual delegitimization of Nigeria starts. That is where you roll out your men on the street, on major roads, on bridges, on borders, to defend that freedom you have declared. You can't just declare something and that thing magically happens, because this freedom, you don't have it. You are fighting for it. It's not in your wallet somewhere that you can just take out and give. I believe we will win this fight. I strongly believe it. But it will not come easy the way by pronunciation and declaration. It will come through first by declaration, which will happen on the 2nd, and second through the physical, with the use of weapons to defend the freedom and to defend our territory. Any other person that tells you otherwise is not telling himself the truth. I am a supporter of Simon Ekpa. I love what he's doing. Though I might not agree with him 100% on everything, the decision he makes and the declaration he makes, but I believe he is taking us somewhere that the people that was left, that the people that was left to govern IPOB could not. He is going further ahead, and because you don't need to like somebody to work with him. You don't need to like somebody. I don't need to like you to work with you. So all of us, we don't need to like Simon Ekpa to work with him, to agree with him on the major issues, which is the freedom of the Biafra people. And I believe he's capable. I believe he has men that are capable on ground to do it. All he needs is our support. Wherever he fails, we will lift him up so that he can continue. What he needs from us is our physical, our financial support, our moral support, and our spiritual support. That is what he needs from us. He doesn't need people that will throw him down, that will discourage him. You know, comrade, as you said, discouragement most times is not the most painful part. If you watch a video of Elon Musk said that he started SpaceX because of Neil Armstrong, the people that went to the moon in the 1950s. That was what inspired him. But where he was discouraged was that when he was building his rocket, the people that discouraged him are those people that went to the moon and back. That it really killed him. You know, it is the quarter where that discouragement is coming from. That is when it touches. If a Fulani person, a Yoruba man is fighting against Simon Ekpa on Twitter, I don't have business with that person. I don't give a fuck what he thinks or how he breathes. I don't care, because he's not part of us. He can never be part of us. But where I am concerned is where people of like minds that speak the same language, eat the same food, are speaking ill. They wish him dead. If you give them poison, if they have the opportunity, they will do it. if you are happy about the arrest of Simon Ekpa, you are also happy about the arrest of our leader, Madin African. Just that you can't publicly come and announce it the way you announce Simon Ekpa's one. That is the fact. That is the truth. So on December 2nd, we have to sit up, wait for the declaration, and men will go to work. And what the men and this Simon Ekpa need from us is encouragement, not discouragement. All hail Biafra.
Then let me ask you, according to what you said, I'm able to deduct something, and that is what brought me to this question now. December 2nd will come and pass, and that is when Biafrans will know what future holds for them. Now, as a freedom fighter and as one who needs this freedom so badly, what do you think awaits Biafrans when it comes to how to defend this declaration? Do you see this struggle going to open war, which is called conventional war? Or do you think that it will continue to toe the path of jungle warfare, which is what is going on now? Because anybody who says or who pretends that there is no war going on in our land is a liar. There is jungle warfare. There is a secret war going on. And as Master Manepa would say, that we can never and will never allow this to slip into conventional war with Nigeria. Again, we are not going to do that. But we're going to find a jungle warfare, which will fight till last man standing. So, Mercy, because from December, immediately you declared Biafra on December 2nd. The next in line is to send both the lobbyists, the scouts, whatever you have, they'll be going for recognition. Now you're going for recognition. You just want somebody to recognize you. Oh, I recognize you as a country. I work with you. Then that is all you need. That is the next phase after 2nd of December. So why those things? Why we are exploring all these channels? Do you foresee a open war, conventional war coming, or should we keep it at this level where it is? Because I heard you talk about coming on the streets, going to the borders, and all that stuff. That means it equals to a conventional war with Nigeria, and I don't think we are ready for that. I don't think we pray for that. I think we still insist for peaceful resolution. Dissolution of Nigeria. We still believe that Nigeria should listen to us. We have people have voted. For the last time I heard, over 60 million people voted already. And if that is true, which will be verified by anybody, and on 2nd of December it will be made public. If that is it, why would Nigeria insist when it is now glaring that Biafrans are no more interested in one Nigeria? Why would they allow this to slip into conventional war or any type of war? That's gone.
What I have to say is that we should expect more death, more suffering, and more repression. Anybody that tells you otherwise is lying to you. And we should expect the unexpected. Because it is that time that you're trying to free yourself from the shackles that is holding you, is when that shackle gets tighter and tighter. We must not expect our enemy to be lenient. And what you call conventional and non-conventional war, I don't know what that means. Really, in freedom fighting, because we have been on the defense for a very long time. These people rolling their tanks to our land, they kill us, we kill them, they run away, they come back. I think that tactics, with the declaration, the tactics will change. The tactics now will be, who will be the one looking for them everywhere they are. Whether they're in our bush, because we will not wait, we will not stay in the bush and wait for them to come anymore. We will go looking for them. If it's going to be conventional, if it's going to be localized, then that is what will happen. I believe Simon Ekpa is a reservist soldier. He has read history, and maybe I'm sure that he has put a lot of things in place that gave him confidence that yes, after this declaration, after there's men on the street, that these people will not be able to defeat us. Because, Maz, I can tell you the truth, it is not in 1967 to 1970, it is not saboteurism that made Biafra soldiers to capitulate. It is a lack of weapon. That is what made our fighting for freedom in 67 to 70. That was why it was short-lived. It was not lack of men. It was not lack of manpower. It was lack of weapon. So I'm sure he has put things in place to mitigate those things that caused our failure in the past not to happen again. If he has not done it, then I will urge him to postpone his declaration until everything is in place. But once again, it will be suffering, it will be death, it will be destruction of our land by the people that don't want us to live. But at the end, we shall win. We shall get our freedom. As our leader said, they will kill us, we will kill them, and at the end, Biafra will come. All hail Biafra.
No, we shall see. It's no more something of month or 2 months. It's now here in our doorstep. In a few days' time, in 2 days' time, the convention will kick out proper, which is on the 29th. Then we'll see how Finland is going to accept it, and if they're going to obstruct it, or if they're going to allow Biafrans to exercise their freedom. We shall see on that day. But whatever it is, I know that at the end of the day, what the heart wants is what the heart wants. The heart of every Biafran is to have a free nation. And when you talk about this nation, I have said it before, we are not seeking for a new nation because we are tired of competing or we are scared of competition with other people that made up Nigeria. That is not the reason we are asking for it. We are not even asking because of the marginalization. Because people will think, oh, Nibo are marginalized, this, that. No. For me, this is not part of the things why the main purpose for this is for the preservation. For preservation. We need to preserve who we are. We don't feel safe in Nigeria. We see Nigeria as a place where there is a systematic plan to emasculate the indigenous ethnic nationalities. They have succeeded in some part of Nigeria, and the only place that is still hard for them is still our land. And why? Because we have that spirit of never say die, the spirit of never submit to an oppression. So that is it. That is the reason, the only reason. So now, if that is the case, now that brings me to IPOB, because we will be ending this program very soon. We will continue. Maybe the next time we come back as the declaration happen, then we'll see. Then we'll have to come back. But now let's talk about Biafra, the Biafra, the DOS, and everything that Mazi Kanu left. Because you made mention of the people that Mazi Kanu handed IPOB over. I don't know. What do you think went wrong with IPOB? Where did we got it? How did we get it wrong? Where? What went wrong? Because it is not only the kidnap of Mazi Kanu. Because when I look at someone now, he's not around, but those that he left behind are still going smoothly, working on the platform, building on the platform already laid down. The other time when I watched the chief of staff, I saw how she said that the prime minister has already structured things the way they are. Whether he is here or not, things will continue to move on, to go on. And aim of the government must be achieved. Why wouldn't we say the same thing about IPOB? And if IPOB that have existed for more than 14 years or thereabout could not stand for 3 years that the leader is not here, then what future? What does the future hold for IPOB in this struggle? With the set of people that we have presently, do you think that there is future for this family, IPOB?
Comrade, I will not. What we do here is we should be optimistic, and we should be hoping that our leader is released. Because as I heard your voice message on the platform on the group chat, what you said in that platform is relevant today in our struggle. It's very relevant, which you know that if our leader is in prison for another 3-4 years, IPOB will be dead as an organization. That is the fact. But we must still be very optimistic. We must be very optimistic that those people that are tasked with the leadership of this struggle by our leader, Mazi Kanu, which is IPOB, maybe one day they will wake up from their slumber and realize what they have been doing, how they have let the people down, and maybe they will turn around and do something better for the people. But that day is yet to come. But we are still optimistic. We are still hoping that there will be a change of mind in the leadership, and or our leader will be released. Because if those two things doesn't happen, we just have to be optimistic. Because the set of people that are leading this struggle have poisoned every nook and cranny of this struggle. It's like a virus that came from the top. It has infested. It has infected every organs of this body. And it will take a lot of cleansing to be able to regain. What has been lost. It's very sad. It's very sad that I will say this in Igbo. Onye go na ya so na achụ anụ. Sizi na okwu gị yiri okwu anụ. It is very sad that these people have done worse than even the Fulanis. Fulanis, we say in Yamiri, they use name. You understand? The same way they are doing. Hey, these are autopilots. We don't want anything to do with autopilot. Fulanis, we say in Yamiri or Igbo, we don't want anything to do with the same thing. We have become worse than the people we are fighting to liberate ourselves from. And I blame one person, as I've said it, as I used to say it when I was in Umujuku Writers. I will point my finger in one direction because the leadership, anything you can destroy an organization by not doing what you're supposed to do and by doing what you are not supposed to do and keeping silent when things that are not supposed to happen are happening. So in this case, the DOS have done the destruction. They did not keep silent while the destruction is happening. They are participants in the dismantling and the destruction. By doing what they're not supposed to be doing, by focusing on where the department they are not supposed to be focusing on. Imagine somebody tell me that you know this guy in Pretoria, what is it called? Ikengurago. Imagine. Yeah, they have accused Ikengurago that he's working for Simon Ekpa. According to the conversation I had with them, I told them, I reminded them that they are the one that swear him in as IPOB. They are the one that made him an IPOB coordinator within 3 months of his swearing in, which is not supposed to happen in IPOB. Before you can become a coordinator, you must at least stay 1 to 2 years. But they realize that he's the kind of person that has a media influence that they can use. So they elevated him to the top position so that he can be able to destabilize IPOB. But unfortunately, he ran away with his pants down. So those people are the people that will turn around and tell you this person is working for Simon Ekpa. And comrade, what I said on the other group was that these people that say we are following Simon Ekpa, they are even following Simon Ekpa more than us. Because it was from one of their members. I knew that Simon Ekpa has not been posting for 3 days. I was not even paying attention. But the first thing he said was Simon Ekpa has taken the money and run away, because our leader always say that just accuse in an organization, just accuse one person of stealing money, you will see the organization destroyed. You will see people fighting each other. That is the tactics. Just say, if you want to destroy an organization, just accuse without your evidence. Just you will see everybody jumping on top of each other. That is what they did. Now, it is not that Simon Ekpa ran away anymore. is that he has been arrested. He will be transferred to Nigeria to jail him. Now he's no more that he will be transported to Nigeria. It's now that he is working for Nigerian government. This is a homecoming. You understand? People that cannot get their fact right. On the Onuabo, people with multiple tongues. They shift. When situation comes this way, they shift this way. When another situation comes that way, they shift that way. Those people are not the kind of people to be trusted. The people that can throw names around to shame people are not the kind of people that can be trusted. The people that can lay accusation on people without any provable evidence are not the kind of people that can be trusted in this struggle. That is what I have to say.
Yeah, no, Maz, you know, some people believe, like what is on the screen, some people believe that DOS sold IPOB to Nigeria government. Like most times I don't use such word. I don't say it because I'm not sure. I don't say what I'm not sure.
I don't say it also because I don't have any evidence of it. Because I'm a journalist. What our leader taught us that you must, even is in our constitution, you can never accuse your fellow comrade without evidence. It is against IPOB doctrine. Because if you do it, the organization will crumble. If you don't have any evidence against anyone that you can submit to the higher authority, you don't, just keep those things to yourself. I don't throw names around. This one is working for this DOS. This one is working for Simon. No, I don't. I when I say something, if I say something against Solomon today, I have an evidence. Anything I don't have evidence, I will not do that. So I will not be throwing names around. Hello, comrade.
But Matt, you know,
network.
No, it's fine. I'm hearing you. I heard you. You know why I don't blame people who make such statements, because by their fruits we shall know them. When you start to sing, are you talking?
Your network is bad.
You're not hearing me. Are you hearing me now? It's like it's your own, but not mine. It's like, let me see if I'm hearing myself. It's like you are the one who have a problem. Yeah, I'm the one with a problem, not me. Okay, my a problem. But I will continue. You know, the reason I don't blame people when they make this submission, this type of submission that some people sold out, is because of their, when you look at their antecedents, when you look at their conducts, when a fellow freedom fighter start to align against the enemy to attack a fellow freedom fighter, then something is wrong somewhere. Something is not right. Is your Zobata?
Okay, your network. Because can you repeat what you said, please? Because network was having a problem.
Oh, sorry. No, I was talking about, according to, you made a statement about what you said. I said, though I do not like to accuse people when I'm not sure, I don't have a verifiable evidence about them. But There's another thing they say, that by their fruit we shall know them. Some things, sometimes you follow your instincts. Your instincts could be telling you that this is this, this is this. But because you are looking for evidence, you may miss the truth. I am not accusing anybody of sending to Nigeria, because I don't think Nigeria need them to perpetrate their wickedness against Biafran people. But what I'm saying is, when a freedom fighter starts to align with the oppressor, when a freedom fighter starts to speak the same language with the oppressor, when the oppressed start to run to the to defend the oppressor, then oppressing his fellow oppressor, then there should be reaction. Some people should start to react, because today these people we refer to DOS and their followers, because they have their own followers, they agree with Nigeria that a freedom fighter is a terrorist. The Nigerian government used terrorism to pin Mazi Nnamdi Kanu down. The same Biafra IPOB DOS also used the same language of terrorism to pin Mazi Simon Ekpa down. They said the activities of Simon Ekpa amount to terrorism because he's fighting for his people. The same way Nigerian government said that the activities of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu amount to terrorism because he's fighting for his people. So when these two agreed to weaponize terrorism against the freedom fighters, then when someone comes out to say, oh, they sold out, it shouldn't be hard on that person. It shouldn't be harsh on that person. That person have every right to suspect them. That person have every right to say what he's saying, because their antecedents, their record is pointing to one direction, that they and the oppressor are in the same page. So these people have indeed disappointed the people of Biafra. They have disappointed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They have disappointed the gods of our land. They have pissed in the grave of our people who fought for this cause we are all fighting today. So that is it. So coming to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you know, Mazi, let's not talk this and then we'll end this program. Talking about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and his fate today in Nigeria. The last time we heard that his lawsuit against 50 billion or how money lawsuit, which was supposed to be heard 2-3 days ago, the judge failed to appear in court, which means there is no date for this case to be heard for now, because the judge was not there, so there is no date for it. You know, they keep frustrating every means, and that is why I am heartbroken. That is why I ask myself, who is for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and who is against him? Because if you are for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you should value our unity, because our strength lies in our unity. The only time the enemies could be afraid is when they see that we have united. Okay, it's back. Mazi, do you hear me? No. We are not. We are not. I think we are going to end this
Yes,
program because
I can hear you. I can
the
hear you.
network has. Can you hear me, Mas?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Continuation. This is, first of all, not the first Trump administration where I knew the error he was going to make. He thought he was going to be.
Mazi, can you hear me now? Okay, let's make comment on this then, because the network has started to disturb. Now, let's make comment on this particular issue of Mazi Nnamdi and the terrorism charges against him. There is no judge because the Bintanyaku has recused herself. There is no date for him. There is no court assigned. There is no judge assigned to him as of today. That means his detention has become indefinite. It's now an indefinite detention. There is no judge. There is no court date. Everything they went to the Mas, can you hear me? Okay. They went to the court, to the Attorney General the other time, who said no, that the Bintanyaku must continue that the trial. And this is unheard of, because you can't tell me that a judge recused herself and you force her or him to hear the case. It's not heard of. It's not heard of. So now at this point, what are we going to expect or be expecting? Because the other time I saw Bianco No, Bianco No is now a minister or whatever her position is. And yesterday or the other day in Owerri, he made a promise that Tinubu is going to this Mazi Nnamdi soon. We have been hearing that for a very long time. We have been hearing that forever. We are not excited, but those
that is a political speech.
Yeah, exactly, it's a political statement. But those who they went to get Mazi Nnamdi Kanu wife picture she took with Bianco No, and they are making it to trend. Oh, Munyo Odogu, speak to Munyo Odogu. This is where our struggle has degenerated to. Casting aspersions, making statements, mocking, using mockery to promote our struggle. And you think we need this freedom for real. So now let us talk about, tell me, what should we all be expecting going forward about our leader? Because at this point, we don't even know there's no court, there's no date, there's no judge, there is nothing. Everything that has to do with the Nigerian government has succeeded in blocking it. And as it stands today, nobody knows the fate of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And the DOS, who's supposed to found, in fact, DOS should be scampering for alliance everywhere. They should be going for, in fact, if it is the devil that is available for alliance, they should embrace it for them to achieve results and bring their leader. Mas Philip.
Bring my research was never helped.
How the network in a problem?
Yeah, it's
what I want to say is the DOS are lazy people. They have run out of ideas and they have left our leaders stranded in the middle of the road. They cannot do anything. Our fate now, because if they were serious about doing something, there are a lot of ways which I don't want to mention on this platform to get our leader out. At least there should have been, as we are exploring this opportunity, you are exploring this opportunity. But they run out of ideas. They don't know what to do. The only thing they know to do is to scamper for whatever, like a vulture, to scamper for whatever they can be able to take from IPOB. That is all. And our leader is going to be very disappointed. Our leader is disappointed in them. And they have left our leader at the mercy of the enemy. They are the one preaching peace in Biafra land when our leader is in prison. There should be no peace in Biafra land, in the whole of Nigeria, if need be, if our leader is in prison. The whole of Biafra land should be reduced to nothing. Because if they could not generate any tax from that place, they will leave it and run. It must be stifled. How can our people must choose one thing? Do you choose to be free, or do you want to be feeding as a slave, eating as a slave? Do you want business, or do you want freedom? Those two things doesn't come together, doesn't work together. You can't have both. You can't have it both ways. To fight for freedom, most times the economic heart of those places are totally destroyed. So you can't be, and for that economic place to flourish, there must be peace. And you cannot have peace when our leader, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, is in prison unjustly. It should not happen. It's not advisable. If you do it, the enemies are ready to leave him there for 10, 20 years. That is why I love the emergence of Simon Ekpa. If not Simon Ekpa, you will not hear anything about Biafra for a very long time. You won't hear it anymore. And what are we still doing in meeting? There's no discussion anymore. When somebody will tell you, leave this meeting, you are IPOB, you want to say something secret. What are you discussing? Nothing. There's nothing anymore to talk about. Most of them, I don't like to say this thing on media so that our enemies would not know exactly what is going on. Because if they know exactly what is going on internally, they will just have to play a waiting game. They play a waiting game because they know this will be it will result to this. They'll play a waiting game until the result comes to exactly what they are looking for. I said it before that in Umuchiku Writers, before I was removed, that if you know what is happening in IPOB in diaspora, you will shed tears. Is it not happening today? It is happening today. So our comrade, we must just be strong. We must support who is doing it, and we must leave who is not doing anything. Because Tagging Simon Ekpa a terrorist is a badge of honor. Looking for him to arrest, being happy, people being happy, our enemies being happy he's been arrested, is a badge of honor. Because nobody is looking for Chinasa Nworu and Chike Dozem to arrest. Because they're not doing anything. It is when you are doing something that you are inflicting an injury on an enemy, is when the enemy will start attacking you. If you're not inflicting an injury on an enemy will just ignore you. Simon Ekpa is doing something worth arresting for. That is why they're looking for him. Chike Dozem, Chinasa Nworu are not doing anything. That is why nobody is looking for them. If they start doing something tomorrow, I can assure you that somebody will be looking for them to either kill, assassinate, or arrest, or kidnap. But they're not doing anything. So that is my submission. My coordinator.
Mazi, thank you for your inputs. Thank you for your time. I think we have come to an end of this program because it's late. This is past 10. So tomorrow is another day. We're going to be ending it at this point. I thank you for being part of this program, and as always, we'll be expecting you. We'll be expecting your return. And Maz, something happened the other time. I was off the air for about 3 months, and this channel, this radio, whatever you call it, went dormant. Nobody was here, and we have capable hands like you. Nobody was willing to take up the mantle. Why am I away? I'm not happy about it, and I would want you to start to consider being part of this media here. In case if I'm not available, it won't die, because we have spent a lot to keep this running. It's not something we just wake up one day and let it die.
That is a very good suggestion. That's a very good suggestion. And I will also impute that a radio, most of the time, cannot be talking with their mind. Due to the things we do in this country, we might not be able to come online every time. But what we do is we have to be able, even if we are not speaking, even if we are not talking to people, we have to be able to play our leaders' messages on this program. If it's for 24 hours, we'll have our system on 24 hours. I have unlimited internet here, unlimited. If it's to play our leaders talk, different talks, we'll put it in a computer, be playing it, be blowing on our channel 24 hours. We will be doing it. Anytime we want to come online to discuss something, we will pause it and do our program. Because this is a part-time job, it's not a full-time job. So that everybody will be able to concentrate on his business and family and stuff. So that will be a very good step, where our leader speech is playing, so that we can continue educating our people. Because that was what I was expecting Radio Biafra to be. If Chinasa Nworu, Chike Dozem, if they cannot speak, that thing is there. Whether you are speaking or not, you are paying for it monthly. Whether you use it or not, the subscription will go away.
Yes.
You compile the speech of our leader. If you have to join it together, you join it together for 48 hours. Let it be playing. People will be tuning in every day and be listening to it. People will be gaining wisdom instead of going there to gossip, to to remove coordinators, to expel, to close units. Leave our leader's speech to be playing there. It's more educative than any other thing you can ever imagine. All hail Biafra. I'm with you on this, and I'm sure we will speak about it on the phone again.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. We're going to talk about it on background. Then we'll know how we do it. We really need to. Then I thank you for bringing up this suggestion. It's very, even our past broadcasts here, we can also replay them.
So yes,
it's very important. Yeah. Now we'll talk about it on the background. Thank you for your time, and I thank you, fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom, you that have joined us through this program. I thank you for being part of this family. Like I would say, we acknowledge your time, and we have never taken your presence for granted. We love you, and we love the way you love Biafra. Continue praying for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Mazi Simon Ekpa, and every lover of freedom. Continue praying for each and every one of us, because we need each other. Our prayers that we see the end of this. At the end of the day, Biafra will come. So we can sit in the round table in the land of the freedom, in the land of the free, to talk about how we conquered. I thank you all. Bless each and every one of you. Until I come your way again, fellow Biafrans. From me, from here, it is good night.